Pineapple Banana Mango presents The History of Hong Kong. Although Hong Kong only has an area of about 1,100 square kilometers, not counting the sea of course, it is a financial hub and an internationally famous city. However, can you imagine that 100 years ago Hong Kong was, well, just a fishing village? The history of Hong Kong can be traced back to the 10th century, when China is at the Tang Dynasty. The Han people migrated to Tuen Mun, meaning the gathering of soldiers. Hong Kong was then divided into 4 major dialect groups and 5 major clans. Since there were many bandits and pirates at that time, people built walled villages in the fertile plains or valleys in the new territories. They mainly farmed for a living. Later, they set up bazaars to sell farm products and other goods. The villagers were self-sufficient. Sorry, I was saying Cantonese and Hakka. The boat people in Phuc Lo fish and oyster farm. Some of the boat people and the Phuc Lo engaged in pearl diving to make a living. In the Song Dynasty, they also made salt too, but the salt industry was owned by the government. No, it's that government, so they could not earn money from it. Have you heard of Song Wong Toi? At late Song, Mongolia invaded China. The king escaped from the Mongols from the capital and went to Hong Kong. He jumped into the sea, and people there might think this is a good memory, so they carved a stone there to keep it. In the Yuan dynasty, the population boomed. During the Ming dynasty, Hong Kong produced and exported some kind of wood with a good smell called guanxiang. They were shipped to Guangzhou and sold to other places. Therefore, Hong Kong is called Hong Kong, meaning the good smell port. After the Ming dynasty is the Qing dynasty. At early period of this dynasty, the king announced that people should move away from the sea in order to get away from his rival, Zheng Chenggong, from Taiwan. Therefore, people could not fish or pearl dive anymore. This seriously impacted the economy and the life of people. Many of them moved to the mainland and never returned to Hong Kong again. See, this house was almost entirely covered by the tree when people just moved away from their houses. And that's the dark age of Hong Kong. In the mid-19th century, China fought a war against Britain. And of course, China lost. China was forced to sign the Nanjing Treaty. So Hong Kong, this tiny island, was ceded to Britain. Later, the Kowloon Peninsula and the new territories to Mirs Bay was also ceded to Britain. But before that, many festivals originated in Hong Kong, such as the Changzhou Jiao Festival. In 1984, a plague broke out on Changchao. After the residents carried a statue of Pak Tai in the parade, the plague soon ended. Since then, Changchao people hold an annual parade alongside worshipping ceremonies. Today, this festival has turned into the Bund Festival, which is, well, really fun. Back to the governance of British Hong Kong. After building a train system and turning Hong Kong into a transshipment port, Hong Kong was truly turned into a city from a town. But then it's World War II. English soldiers returned to England and Hong Kong was abandoned under Japanese control. It was a harsh time for Hong Kong residents. Many people lost their lives because of overworking for the Japanese. Shortly after World War II, Communist China was established by Mao Zedong. But the capitalism of Hong Kong remains unchanged. It's the Hong Kong handover time, finally. Since Hong Kong was only rented to Britain for 99 years, the new territories, and China said that the treaties were unequal, after 15 years of preparation and meetings, they eventually signed the name is too long. This causes mass migration to Canada and Australia. It's the 30th of June 1997. There was a huge firework over Victoria Harbour. After that, the ceremony was held. Flags were risen and lowered, and the Chinese and British government representatives both gave a speech. One country, two systems policy was upheld, and we hope that this will continue. That's how Hong Kong came to the present day Hong Kong. Wait, stay tuned. Why should you learn history? That's because people and events from the past and present are connected. You can learn from the past and adapt to the society. For instance, Hong Kong people need to adapt to the national law after learning how the demonstration happened. And most of all, you know how to enjoy the festivals. Yay! That's the end of the video. It took me 2 weeks. Oh my gosh. As always, thanks for watching in a creative way.